Hey, welcome to Panuka Farm YouTube channel. This is yours truly, Mr. Panuka, right here at Panuka Farm in Lusaka, Zambia. So just in case this is your truly, first time to get on our YouTube channel, I think you do well to, smash that, subscribe button right beneath. So that you do not miss out on any just tidbits about our farming journey and just general farming tidbits that we do churn out right here on our channel. So today I'll just take you around some of some of our greenhouses and then just see what's going on. Today we are actually in this sweet pepper forest. I guess you can actually see that even if I do this, you can actually see, I'm actually not getting to the top, of this greenhouse. So yeah, that's just the reality, of how we do grow the peppers here. It's really, a thicket. So let's get in. This is our first stop. Just look at how this, sweet pepper is doing. And then we'll also talk about some of the, succession planning issues in the way you do production in sweet pepper. So this greenhouse was transplanted on 17th of May 2021, and at present it's actually quite a huge thicket, still producing, though the production has kind of dropped a bit. We'll be working on that, but I think what is critical is for you to see how far it can go. So most of the pepper that you actually see is that it only goes, say, a meter, but I think here we can actually push them to the limits. You can actually see that now, like 2 meters plus. So that's how we grow them here, and you can see here some decent fruits still emerging at the top. They kind of behave like cucumber, where as they grow taller, more of the production actually happens at the top. So we're seeing quite a lot of fruits coming up as the plant gets taller. So that's the other line. Again, we're seeing a lot more fruits coming up, mainly at the top. So yeah, this is how we do sweet pepper production. So let's just get to the other greenhouse. You actually see the productivity. How's it going there? So here we have another greenhouse that was actually transplanted on the 17th of May 2021, same age with the one that we just reviewed. And here you actually see this is actually flooded with quite a lot of fruits that are getting ready. So everywhere you see, it's actually red. So yeah, that's productivity, quite a very high level. So you see quite a lot of fruits getting ready, plenty of sweet pepper, and quite certainly ready to dazzle our off-takers in terms of quality, quite assured, and obviously quantity. We have it all. So coming to another line, there you go, plenty sweet pepper everywhere you look. It's actually raining sweet peppers everywhere you look. It's all red, but obviously we'll be harvesting quite a lot tomorrow, Monday, for dispatch to our off-takers. But yeah, everywhere you look, we actually have some serious red stuff there. That's what is called an avalanche of sweet peppers in all directions. We had a bit of a magnesium deficiency. That's what you actually see here, and the combination with potassium that did a bit of a hit on our sweet pepper, but I think pretty soon we should be fixing that, and that's what's going on here in this greenhouse. So let's also check what's going on in Panuka SN3. That's a big shed net. I'm sure this is quite of interest. So this is how the mega shed net is doing. The sweet pepper is doing quite well, though there's been quite a lot of harvests here, but it's going well, and you can actually see now it has actually grown quite tall. I'm sure you remember when we transplanted this. I think we've shown you the journey of how this sweet pepper has been going. Remember, it was transplanted on the 4th of August 2021, so it's been quite a phenomenal crop here. And this is where we actually get our green pepper. Like we've indicated before, every form of pepper actually does turn color. So much as this sweet pepper is harvested green, but it actually turns color to red. We also have a few yellow peppers in here, but largely this is a crop that's designated for harvest as green before it turns red. So again, usually most of the sweet pepper varieties will take around 3 months for them to have some kind of big fruits in 4th month. So if you're actually harvesting it as green, you then begin to harvest at that point, but then it actually moves an extra mile to the 4th, 5th month, and then sometimes it turns red like this. But otherwise, this field is actually designated to be harvested as green pepper. So remember our old shed net. Actually, this is the oldest shed net that we have here at Panuka farm. That's shed net number 1. Very reliable shed net in terms of our sweet pepper production. So again, let's just get in and see how the crop in this shed net is doing. So tag along. So this crop was transplanted on the 17th of May 2021. Still productive, but obviously there comes a point when it kind of slows down a bit. But the Panuka magic touch will certainly rejuvenate this. But again, one thing that you actually need to pay attention to is look at how of a thicket this sweet pepper in the shed net is. This is actually almost heading to 2 meters, competing quite favorably with the production in the greenhouses. So this is actually quite enviable in terms of just the overall outlook of the crop. And it's actually been producing quite some very decent sweet pepper. We've been harvesting from here quite some lovely decent fruits. So one thing that we have actually deduced is that when it's actually very hot, the shed nets actually do come in quite handy. And so from just a risk management perspective, you actually realize that one thing that we're doing is to balance the production in the shed nets and also in the greenhouses. So that's just part of risk management. But during hot season, I think we had some very lovely production from the shed nets, which is quite good. But obviously, as the rains intensify, you actually see that the greenhouses will have a much more superior production. So you see in the shed net, given that light does pass through, you end up with this sun scald. But this is actually generally minimized in a shed net compared to open field. So again, we can't overemphasize the efficacy of a shed net. That's something that you need to look into, especially if you're just starting in sweet pepper production. You probably have to start with this, and then as you gain momentum in terms of knowing the production practices, then you can actually migrate to a greenhouse. But otherwise, thumbs up to a shed net. It actually does deliver the goods, so no doubt about that. Go ahead and invest in a shed net such as this one. So as part of succession planning, we already have some sweet peppers that are already in the ground. This one was transplanted on 30th of October 2021. And the crop is coming up quite well. Pepper takes quite a while for you to actually notice some change, but we're already seeing some little flowers. So this sweet pepper is actually meant to take over from some of the greenhouses that we just showed you. So it's very important, for you to practice, succession planting. And one other key is that, issue is that much as we have this succession planning, we actually need a lot more, of these greenhouses at this same stage. Just in case there's a crop failure, you can actually have a fallback plan. So your, planning must be such that, you've got other, greenhouses or other fields to support, your succession planning. So don't just rely on one. Remember the adage of putting, all your eggs in one basket. So certainly that also applies to farming. So let's check out the other, greenhouses at the same age as this one. We have quite a few more, and a number of shade nets that are already being, planted to provide, the succession from the older, sweet peppers that we just showed you. So let's get into Panuka GH3, greenhouse number 3. We have some pepper here that's, coming up. So this was transplanted on the 19th of October, and it's already doing quite well. Just need a bit of weeding and obviously trellising. This is stuff that we're looking at this week. But already we can actually see quite, some little fruits already emerging. So this is actually galloping. So this is all part of the succession planning to take over from some of those, older sweet peppers that we just showed you. Next, in the other greenhouse, we'll get there. We have another, cycle of sweet pepper, all meant to take over from the older greenhouses. So yeah, this is how we roll. That's our model, making sure that, 24/7, 365 days, we've got sweet pepper, at Panuka farm. So it's quite blazing hot. I'm actually, sweating quite, badly here. But yeah, we are battle hardened, farm hardened. So let's just get to, the other next greenhouse, so that you see the edgement to the other greenhouse I just showed you, so that you see what's going on right here. So yeah, there we go. So right behind me is another, sweet pepper, crop, same age with the other greenhouse that I just showed you. So let me just get in, so that you see an up-close view of, this sweet pepper crop, which is also part of our succession planning for the older sweet pepper. So you can actually see, again, this is the same age as the sweet pepper that's in the next greenhouse there, where we just come from. And it's also doing quite well. It's quite lovely. So again, just accentuating our, model. We can't, overemphasize the need for succession planning. If you really want to make sure that you've got, your product, all the time, you really need to have a defined, production plan. You can't just show up, plant anyhow, you want. If you really want to get into the market, throughout. So this one, we've already started trellising, and then once we're done here, we move to the next greenhouse where we just come from. So as we get to look at the seedlings for pepper, I couldn't just resist the urge to pass through here and look at the English cucumber. But this is a crop that we'll cover on another day. But this is how lovely it looks. Again, this is all part of the succession planning for English cucumber. But I think we'll do a separate video just to show you some of the detailed tidbits about how we also do succession planning for English cucumber. So let's get going. Right behind me, we have some sweet pepper seedlings that are actually meant to go into production as part also of our succession planning. Right now, our nursery is actually under irrigation. You can actually see the rain, jet sprinklers at work. So the issue is that we always have to have some, seedlings right here to make sure that they succeed the older crops. So much as we showed you, the older crops, you actually saw again the middle ones we actually have some seedlings that will take over from the older sweet pepper. I'm actually loving the water from the sprinklers, because it's really hot. Yeah, you can actually see I'm sweating, but I think I'm getting some lovely water from the ranged sprinklers. So yeah, quite a very good feeling right here. So from Mr. Panuka, have a lovely one. I hope you've actually picked up quite a few insights again in terms of just crop succession planning. This was just on sweet pepper. Look forward to another episode where we talk about English cucumber and other crops. I think we did look at our outdoor open field crops earlier this week. I think there's a video on our YouTube channel. So yeah, I hope this continues to be helpful to you as a farmer or an upcoming farmer. I think that's the whole objective of some of these videos that we churn out here on the channel. So have a lovely one. It's hot here, but we're loving it. I hope you do enjoy the weather before the rains actually come through. Bye bye.